everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm also trying to do well, because as I'm working on this video, everything is malfunctioning. Because we have Rahu-Mars in Aries for the entire month of July. Ta-da! Let's clap, right? So the major theme for July is Rahu-Mars in Aries. From 27th June to 10th of August, we have this transit, and we'll discuss today how it will impact you as per your ascendant sign, as per your moon sign. And apart from that, there is one more important planetary transit happening in July, and that is Saturn going retrograde in Capricorn, Sun moving into Cancer. So we have Saturn, Sun 7 places away from each other. Something so important, it will deeply influence your career path, your choices as well. So mainly, let's talk about Rahu-Mars in Aries. I would say it's a great transit if you want to focus on something, if you want to give your energy into something, your ambitions, whatever plans you have. But also, it's a difficult transit because it may impact technology, it may impact your energy as well, emotionally, physically. You have to focus a lot on what is most important for you. There can be too much of distraction. You can literally waste your energy. You can exhaust yourself on very unnecessary issues. Okay, so a very good transit to work ambitiously towards your path, make new plans, work towards them, because you're having this great surge of energy deep within you, and you can do things correctly. You can put in a lot of effort into whatever you want, but again, it might drain you emotionally because it may keep you agitated, it may keep you a bit anxious. So you need to work on that. And if you're a person like me who usually slams and runs into walls, indoors, flower pots, then take care of yourself. Do not get yourself hurt. And yeah, precautions needs to be taken while you drive, while you move, and that's it. So let's quickly look into what all transits are happening in the month of July. On 16th July, Sun will move into Cancer. Between 2nd July to 17th of July, Mercury will transit from Gemini. From 17th July to 1st August, Mercury will transit from the sign of Cancer. From 27th June to 10th of August, Mars will be in Aries along with the transiting Rahu. Between 18th of June to 13th of July, Venus will transit from Taurus, and then from 13th of July to 7th of August, Venus will transit from Gemini. Jupiter will continue its journey in Pisces, Ketu will continue its journey in Libra, Saturn is going back into Capricorn on 12th of July, and it will continue to be retrograde in Capricorn till 23rd October 2022. Now, if you regularly watch my channel, you might be knowing that in the monthly transit readings, not just I focus on the astrological transits, but I also look out for some messages, some kind of guidance by using the oracle cards. So today we will derive some inspiration, some guidance from the Dennis Lin deck, that is the Sacred Traveler Oracle. This will help us to know your overall journey, your overall path in the month of July, where you are going, how you are going. And then we have this another deck, beautiful deck, one of my favorite, Angels and Ancestors. This is something which will guide us about the Sun-Saturn transit. Sun in Cancer, Saturn in Capricorn. So we will look out for some kind of messages or guidance, how you should make actions towards what you need to do towards your goals. And then we have again a very good deck, that is the Gita deck, and this is something which will guide us about the Mars Rahu transit in Aries. Okay, important message for you for this particular transit. And lastly, as Moon is going to bloom in Sagittarius, Guru Purnima in the month of July. So we have this Queen of Moon oracle to guide you how to take care of your mind, what you need to focus on in the month of July. For Aries, Rahu and Mars are transiting from your first house, or you can say it's transiting over your natal moon. And Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn. Sun will be in Cancer, that is your fourth house. So if you see your Kendras, they will be occupied by malefics. Rahu-Mars in Aries, first house, retrograde Saturn in 10th house, then Ketu in Libra, that is your 7th house, and then we have Sun in the 4th house in Cancer. Of course, Mercury will be there in the 4th house as well. So all of this indicates that the month of July can be a very busy time. You might take some major decisions, or whatever is happening around you, it's pushing you for some big decisions, big changes happening. In the month to come. It could be like moving into a new place, a new job. Maybe it's the same job but more work and responsibility. A very important time to trust your work. It's so important for you right now. Emotionally, it can be a draining period as you have a lot of work in your hands and you don't know how to complete it, how to just deal with that competition which is happening around you. But you will do this amazingly, because with Rahu Mars transit, you have this warrior spirit and determination to get to the place where you want to be, and you will do that. That passion and drive you have regarding your goals or whatever you want to achieve, this drive will act as a catalyst to achieve what you seek. And Rahu Mars, of course, in the first house, some people may become a major reason for anger, distraction, competition, rivalry, and you need not to focus on them. Focus on yourself, because these are the people who are draining you. Remember, Rahu co-rules your 11th house, a social network. So people are pushing you, they are taking you to an edge. You will be uncomfortable because of some people. Saturn retrograde in the 10th house, a major development in how you work or how you are preparing a strategy for the future. It's going to happen. Like maybe you are going back to the same thing. You're going back to correct something. There is an error, or it's simply that you need to review something. So you will go back and do that thing again so that you may not face problems in the future. So there is a very important message coming through Saturn. Number one, if there is something which you feel is not completely done, just go back and do it. And there's one more message coming through Saturn, that do not try to open that same door again and again. If you feel this is something which is not working for me, do not go back again and again. Give it a try. If you feel that once or twice or thrice it's not working for you, stop it. Maybe that is something which is not for you. So mental health is something which is so important for the month of July. Now, Sun in Cancer, that is your 4th house, and Saturn in Capricorn, which is your 10th house. So you have to divide your time between family and your work. It's like family versus work. It could be a mother-like figure versus a father-like figure. So you have to take care of two different worlds altogether. And you also need to express yourself when it comes to your bonds, your family connections, relationships. Expression is important, because with Jupiter in the 12th house, you may constantly feel that this other person, whomsoever, who's important for you, this person should understand you. You have this notion that everything will be automatically happening. I need not to explain myself to other person. And Ketu is in the 7th house in Libra. Again, communication is so important. Do not think that when it comes to resolving any kind of problem in a relationship, you cannot sit and wait. You need to work towards it. This other person may not understand automatically what you want, what you're looking for. So Venus, as it goes into Gemini, that is your third house, communication in relationships is important. This communication will heal everything. It will strengthen your bond with your friends, with your loved one, whether it's a romantic connection. And also a lot of creative work is going to happen. You will think creatively, which is again a blessing. So the card which represents the Mars Rahu transit is this one. It says friend or enemy. And it says, for one who has controlled the mind, it is the best of friends, but for one who has failed to do so, it remains the great enemy. So what does this indicate? It shows that you are your own friend, you are your own enemy. It's up to you how you use your power, how you use your mind. Because of that Rahu-Mars transiting from first house or over your natal moon, it's your decisions which can create you or destroy you. Rather than working with anger, frustration, or doing impulsive work, you need to be patient, because you are the one who will decide where you are going. And this is also talking about the friendships you have around. Rahu co-ruling your 11th house. There are people out there and who are very confusing, full of illusion, and you need to judge, you need to focus who is your true friend and who is just enemy and acting like a friend to you. So bonds, friendships are important in the month of July. And you need to clearly observe the intentions and the actions of other people. So the next card is Sky Father, trust in the unknown. So your guide, Sky Father, is pointing towards the Sun-Saturn transit happening in the month of July, where they will be aligned in the Cancer-Capricorn axis, where Saturn is retrograde. Sky Father represents authority. A father-like figure is always connected to authority over us. And this card talks about the ultimate authority over you, or maybe it talks about two different authorities. The one who is over there in the skies watching you, it represents also the Jupiter transiting from your 12th house. So there is this authority over you, this divine energy who will protect you all the time. If you don't know where you are going, because maybe you are dealing with such people, you're questioning whether they are your friend or enemy, or maybe there's this authority at the work front which is not letting you to be the true you. They're not letting you to work the way you want to, or they are challenging you. But remember that there is this ultimate authority over everyone, and this authority, this father who is watching you from the skies, loves you and will protect you. If you don't know where you are going, you don't know that what will be the result of my this work or that, there's a message: trust in the unknown. Sometimes it's okay to don't know what's happening next, but you will be protected. Trust the unknown. Trust the path which is unfolding exactly the way it needs to be, and you are being loved and guided by the divine masculine figure, or maybe your father. There is some kind of protection coming from father-like figure. You are a co-creator of your life, and this card is also a message to improve your connection with your father, or anyone who acts as a guardian to you, someone who loves you, someone who is elder and can give you right guidance. And you are also healing something connected to your father, any kind of bitter memory or any kind of bad experience. Also, it's an indication that you need to heal that, and it will help you to be more positive and strong in life. Further, you may be the one who is standing in your own way. Again, your mind can be a friend or enemy. So it's just that do not worry too much about what's happening next. Okay, just hold the course. Staying focused is so important. Be clear about where you are going. Just focus on the present moment, what you are doing and where you are going. Follow your dreams. You deserve the best. Once you decide your direction, hold that direction, hold that course, and do not run away from it. Do not make quick decisions, which you may do with Rahu-Mars in Aries. Do what is important and then just take rest, release and rest. Place your passion and intent on one thing rather than scattering your energy in many directions, and you will be successful. It's easier to get distracted by the people around you, the events, the objects around you, or the problems created by other people. And there are no shortcuts to your success. So you have to hold on to that course. It's easy to get lost in this path wherever you are going, and you may forget about where you are going. Refrain from focusing on what's not working right now. That was the same message I was telling you about with Saturn retrograde in the 10th house. Give it a try, and if once, twice, thrice, if it doesn't work, it's not for you. The very last thing which we will talk about is moon, because you will have a full moon in your 9th house in Sagittarius, and it is represented by the beaver moon, which says creation. So this card wants to tell you, take action, create what you seek, and you will be busy as a beaver. You will be busy for this entire month. Great guidance is coming towards you. If you need help, you need assistance, it's coming into your way. And it's also very important time to save your money. And for few people, maybe you're preparing to move into a new place, and that also requires saving money. So a very creative period. Again, you will have Venus in Gemini in the 3rd house. So great creative energy is there, which will help you to succeed, which will help you to take important decisions as well. For Taurus, Mars and Rahu are transiting from your 12th house in Aries. It's time to be a little kind on yourself in the month of July. A lot is going on in your mind. You're preoccupied by many things connected to work, ambitions, and important relationships, but also now health should be your major concern. Especially your head, your eyesight, it may get impacted in this month, maybe due to elevated blood pressure, or it's just that there's work pressure out there, so it's impacting you in some way. You are doing your best. Actually, more than that, you're doing a lot. So don't overstress about the results, and some kind of travel or journey is possible, and this journey is challenging in nature. Yet it will bring thrill, it will bring great exposure, achievements, and also there is a romantic connection out there, or a partnership, which will be a major theme in this month, especially a distant connection, which may keep you more focused on that. Like, you might be a bit worried about this partnership, this relationship, because you don't have this person in front of you. So that could be a major thing. Like, working towards communication is important over here. You need to clear the air, you need to speak. And Venus is of course going into Gemini, 2nd house. So whether it's family connections, whether it's your workplace, you need to be open to express yourself. You need to be open to say what you feel is right. And Venus in Gemini also is adding, because Venus is in the 2nd house and Mars is in the 12th house, and this just shows a lot of passion about your goals, about grooming yourself, also passion towards someone, maybe a relationship. And as Venus is in Gemini, 2nd house, you might be visited by a loved one, or you are simply traveling and you may visit a loved one, or you may unexpectedly meet a very old friend. So this will be bringing a lot of fun and happiness in your life. Now, the Sun-Saturn transit is happening in the 3rd and the 9th house axis, Cancer and Capricorn axis, where Sun is your 4th lord. It represents family. And Saturn is the 10th lord, which represents authority. It represents work. So because of these transits, you may hesitate to follow what you want to do, what you truly like. A balance should be created between what you want to do for yourself and what responsibility you have towards other people. Do not be too focused on simply doing everything for others, so that in that process you lose your own self, and do not be too focused on working on your own self that you neglect certain responsibilities. So this is what the Sun Saturn transit indicates. And also with respect to career, people might be in some kind of a shock. They might be reluctant to accept that you are truly doing good, but it should not stop you from going ahead and understanding your own worth, because here Sun is 12 places away from your 4th house. It's 12 places away from its own house, and also Saturn is 12 places away, though it's in its own sign, but it is also the 10th lord. So you have to really work on your identity. You have to trust your own self. Some kind of new experience, a learning experience, a new skill is also happening in the month of July. It will add more strength, more power into your experience and your work. The very first message for you is encouragement, and it represents the Mars Rahu transit happening in your 12th house. So it says, let not the wise disturb the minds of the ignorant who are attached to fruitive work. They should not be discouraged from working, but encouraged to work with the spirit of devotion. So encouragement talks about encouraging your own self. Do not be disheartened if you feel there is some kind of obstacle, or maybe there is lack of energy. You want to do a lot of things, but there is not enough energy, not enough focus. Stay dedicated to whatever you are doing, and do not worry whether it's bringing something good or not. In fact, your motto should be doing something not for your own good, but through you something good is happening for others. Maybe through you something amazing is happening for the highest good of everyone. Or simply it means don't be too much worried about the results, and because of that you may start criticizing your own self. You may start disrespecting your own self. So keep yourself encouraged, and if someone is not listening to you, you need not to go back and explain yourself again and again. You need to be just focused on your path. Then we have the star ancestor card. It says follow the voice of your soul, and it represents the Sun Saturn transit happening in the Cancer Capricorn axis. It is happening in the 3rd and the 9th house axis. So strong messages are directly coming through your soul. There is a need to listen to your soul, because Sun is your soul and Saturn is society. Rather than judging yourself as per the opinions of the world, connect with the stars to find answers. And simply this means listen to what your soul has to say. And it also means maybe you should connect with a deity associated to your ancestors, or maybe the deity connected to your moon nakshatra. It may guide you in some way. You have this otherworldly support, and that otherworldly support will bless you with great strength. It's like you have certain friends in the stars, and they will guide you. They can help you if you're willing to be helped. There's a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only you were born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. So awakening is going to happen in this month. There's some kind of guidance, maybe some kind of counseling, or someone will show you the right direction in this month, and you will get more mental clarity with that. And trust yourself, again, very important message. The next one is finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So this card indicates you need to rest and rejuvenate in the month of July. Tune into your spiritual source. And the last card is finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So this card indicates there is a need to rest and rejuvenate in the month of July. Tune in to your spiritual source. Don't push yourself too much to complete something, so that in that process you may lose yourself entirely. Sanctuary literally means refuge, being in a reserved and protected place where you can find security. And that is your 12th house, right? Sanctuary is 12th house, and you have Mars, Rahu transiting from here. So this card indicates that being happy in your thoughts is important. Being happy and comfortable in your skin is important. Practice stillness so that your wounds can heal. Time to go within rather than looking for happiness outside. Your backpack is very heavy right now, and there is no excitement in the current journey. Wherever you are going, whatever you are doing, you're losing that excitement. So it's time to stop for a while, renew yourself, and maybe you can do a certain activity which makes you happy rather than being stuck in something which is not working right now. Now there will be a full moon in your 8th house in Sagittarius. Here moon is your 3rd lord, and we have this flower moon. It says blossoming. So what kind of message you have for this full moon in Sagittarius? It says, I joyfully blossom and I feel no fear. So do not give up. We plant seeds so that they will blossom into what we intend. So whatever intent you have, it will blossom. Perhaps the journey has been long for you, it has been hard one, but you should not give up. Your spring season, that blossom season is very close. So if you will be constantly in the state of fear, this state of fear will prevent this blossom, this beautiful bloom which is happening in your life. So for a while things may appear to be stuck, but you're very close to this spring season and not a good time to give up at all. For Gemini, Rahu and Mars will be in Aries, that is your 11th house, where Mars is the 6th and the 11th lord, and Rahu co-rules the 9th house. You're entering into a major change with respect to work, because even Jupiter is doing that. Jupiter transiting from your 10th house in Pisces. There is a little confusion, like what to do, how to do, where you are going, and maybe you're entering completely into a new cycle of work where you're completing a certain task and now you want to change, you want to do something different. So definitely this change with respect to work, and also you will be a part of a major network, working along with new people, or simply being a part of a bigger place where there are so many people who carry the same skill. So definitely there's competition and you have to step up, you have to work on your skills. It's time to use whatever you have learned till now, but use it in a more new and modernized way. Understand the demand, understand what the world seeks from you. What is the demand of the people? There can be a little doubt regarding self, and also we have this message of doubting soul, because Mars rules the 6th house. It's about competition, it's about the struggle, and Mars is along with Rahu. So
There is a doubt whether you will reach to that right place, the desired place, or not. But the good thing is that you will be reaching to the right place where you want to. In fact, you will be moving leaps and bounds ahead of other people. Your efforts will help you to expand your influence on the world. For some people, it could also be repaying your loans, working on completing a cycle of loan or certain kind of a debt. Ketu in the fifth house, Libra, and Venus in Gemini, that is your first house or over your natal moon. A lot of clarity and communication is required in love connections, important friendships. You have to focus on spending more time with your loved ones. And that is the only key how you can resolve a certain situation or you can know this other person. And it could be also that you're meeting a new person with whom you can connect in many ways. There are a lot of similarities. Sun Saturn will transit from your second and eighth house axis, where Sun is in Cancer along with Mercury, and Saturn is in the eighth house retrograde in Capricorn. Some kind of a major decision regarding inheritance or a property may happen. There can be a tiff with authority and not being able to move forward. Like you want to move quickly to something new, you want to move quickly to this result, this decision, but there is something which is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you unhappy, or you're just feeling quite vulnerable right now because of a family member. Maybe there is a lack of support. So you may feel stuck because of the family bonds at this time, and there is a great need for self care. Venus in Gemini, grooming yourself, making yourself more good looking, more healthy, and declutter everything around you. It's very important for this month. The very first message for Gemini is doubting soul, and it represents the Mars Rahu transit in the 11th house, where Mars is your sixth lord and Rahu co rules the ninth house. So, there's definitely a doubt going on in the month of July whether you are on the right path or not, or did I do the right thing? Looking back again and again is possible. Looking back, how someone treated you, how you shared a bond with your friends, and how things didn't work well. So you're looking back, definitely looking back into your past connections and what you learned from that. So it's important to focus on the wisdom you collected rather than the doubts you collected in your mind. So um, it's time to just focus on that experience and that wisdom, and not how you felt from that issue. Criticizing your own self is also possible, or maybe changing your path out of impulse because others are doing this, so I must also do that. It's not necessary. So, the first thing which you need to do in this month is to stop doubting yourself. Let's just look into the message. But the ignorant and faithless person who doubts the truth will forever be lost. The doubting soul is happy neither in this life nor the next. So, straight away, it shows that doubting yourself, doubting your path will just bring more failures in your life. So, the biggest source of strength comes from the soul. How much do you trust your own self and your efforts and your talents? So, focusing on self and not doubting yourself is a major thing you must learn in this month. The next card is Air Guardian. Shift your perception, and represents the Sun-Saturn axis happening in second and the eighth house, where Sun will be in Cancer, second house, Saturn will be in Capricorn in the eighth house. Change the way you think, and you will change your whole reality, because it's all in your mind. It is keeping you stuck. You're haunted by the past. And it's not letting you to see this world clearly. It's like a filter. The past filter is stuck in your eyes, and you're looking at the world through that haunted past. And those things are standing between you and what you may achieve. Sometimes mind can play games, and our perception can go wrong because of that. There are new opportunities coming to you. Gemini, air sign, here we have the air guardian. Fresh new opportunities. New people are coming into your life who may show you the right path. But you have to do a lot of internal work to accept and make the best use of those opportunities. Your mind is not prepared to make the best use of that opportunity. The next message is the journey by the moonlight, and it says believe in magic. So Jupiter in Pisces, 10th house, and full moon in Sagittarius, that is your 7th house. Magic is all around you. Stronger connection to the spiritual realms, to the divine is happening. New doors are opening for you, and with these new doors, there will be new endless opportunities, new possibilities. Even if you can't see a door right now, there is something happening, something coming towards you, which will support you in a great way, wonderful way. All is not as it seems. You're too much in the mind. Trust your intuition, and also have trust in your path wherever you are going. It's happening for your own higher good. The last message is for moon. You will have a full moon in Sagittarius, that is your 7th house, and for that we have this message of blue moon, the unexpected. So blue moon is about having two full moons in 1 month. So that moon is known as the blue moon, which is very rare, and so you are rare. And some kind of unexpected thing may happen, like maybe a person may come back to you, re-enter in your life, and this person will provide great assistance to you. And also with this message, it's important that you must trust in yourself. Something rare may happen, and you need to build your resilience, because it's a very powerful change. A visitor you have not seen from a long time may re-enter in your life. Some kind of a surprise is going to happen. No matter how planned things are, always have a room for the unexpected. And as moon transits here in the 7th house, it's a full moon. Definitely someone who is coming through, this person is coming to you maybe through a partnership, through a collaboration, or maybe a past romantic connection coming back. So this person will help you with something unexpectedly. You will learn something from this person. For Cancer sign, Mars and Rahu, they're transiting from Aries, that is your 10th house. And this brings the need to have strength and courage in your actions. It's not the time to do things half-heartedly with it's like there is no determination deep within, but still you are doing because it has to be done. There should be this force, there should be this passion and drive in whatever you do, and that is the main significance of this transit. Recharge yourself, your courage. You're no less than others. Okay, and that's why we have this message, overcoming fear. This card from the Gita deck represents the Mars Rahu transit for you, and it says overcoming the fear. And also you will have a full moon in Sag, that is your 6th house this month. So overcoming fear, insecurities which you already have, and certain fears regarding your work, your reputation in the society, because you have to overcome it before that fear kills you. Okay, it makes you lethargic and you're unable to do anything after that. So there is a lot of courage and strength in your path, and you will be very dedicated towards what you want to achieve. And sometimes we don't have enough strength, we are so emotionally drained, because also we have the moon card over here, and plus sun will transit over your natal moon in Cancer or your ascendant this month. So it's important to listen to the voice of your soul. Intuitive messages are coming to you. Listen to that as well. Sometimes we are so drained that we don't have enough power and we don't have enough strength. And if you cannot connect to your inner strength, it's okay. But we have to pretend that we are strong, we are courageous, even if you're not feeling that for that particular time. So Mars Rahu is bringing courage. Mars Rahu is bringing action. You will be in action with respect to your work, and you will be the leader. You are guiding others. This can be a bit overwhelming thing, like you have to constantly explain and give directions to others, but you will be this amazing strength for other people as well, a source of strength for other people. And you are also having a lot of power at the work front. Of course, there are some people out there who are not so happy with your power, and you may be very concerned about how you are influencing the world. You need not to worry about that. Just focus on your action, what you are doing. Just uncomplicate your life, and that's why we have this message of traveling lightly. Okay, so Venus will transit from Gemini, that is your 12th house, and this brings the need to heal not just your body but mind, understanding of self. Venus is giving you the power to understand the current situation, especially if it's a romantic connection or it's a partnership. It's time to just for a while, understand the other person's situation as well. Do not view this bond, this relationship only with your own aspect, with your attitude, with your perspective. Also look at this person in a different way, in a third person's way. So a need of understanding, emotional, mental understanding in relationship is important. Maybe you may withdraw from a certain relationship, you may draw certain boundaries because you need to heal for right now. And you may also do certain expenditures just to make yourself happy, getting something luxurious, something which makes you feel and look good and beautiful. Sun and Saturn, they will be in the Cancer Capricorn axis, where Sun is in the first house and Saturn is in the 7th house. So this is a very strong transit where it's like you versus the world. How you view the world, how the world views you. You will be, pushed to work on your identity. There can be too much of a pressure to prove your point to the world. You need not to do that because your work will speak. And you have to trust what you are doing right now. It's great. You are doing perfectly fine wherever you are. You cannot just push yourself constantly so that you can be better in the eyes of other people. And your contribution is amazing to the world. You are a hard worker. It's important to mend your partnerships and bonds with others. But in this process, you need not to lose yourself. So the message over here, overcoming fear, represents the Mars Rahu transit happening for you in Aries. And here is the message. No effort of the yoga path is ever lost, nor can any obstacle ever hold one back forever. Just a little progress on this path can protect one from the greatest fear. So yes, it points towards the 10th house transit. It says that nothing can stop you. Do not fear about competition, about others not supporting you, or rather than being aggressive towards someone, being aggressive or impulsive regarding a situation. It's better to calm down, because sometimes we stand in our own path and your fear is standing in your own path. It's blocking you. So Victory will happen once you get rid of this fear. What will happen next? Or I'm not being supported, so what will happen next? No. This is something which shows you are on the right track and you're doing your own thing. No one can block you. No effort of yours will go in vain. Okay? So you have to get rid of your own self-made obstacles. Then we have the moon card, which represents the Saturn and Sun axis happening in Cancer Capricorn axis. So it says, take note of intuitive messages, and as Sun transits from first house, it's important to listen to the voice of your soul, listen to what your mind is saying to you, and then take actions rather than absolutely focusing on what others have to say, what others are doing. Listen to what you want to do, what you feel is right. And your ability to judge what's good or bad, it's being impacted during this month. There will be a question whether I'm on the right path or not. Okay, so moon has a lot to do with the feminine energy, the divine feminine. Connect to the goddess and she will guide you. It also shows that you are too much into your mind. You know, everything what you feel, it's happening around you. That might not be the truth. It's just about you are overthinking. So everyone feels like this. If you feel oversensitive, there are a lot of people who feel the same way. And with the moon, you have a guidance. Don't dwell in an emotion so much that ultimately that emotion, that feeling becomes your permanent reality. You will get clarity in the month of July. Your connection with the world, with maybe your partner, may go in cycles, and it's okay. Do not refuse to deal with something important. Do not postpone it. Okay, like maybe I will deal it with later, and this may keep you constantly worried about that thing. So confrontation is also important part of this month, and someone's true intentions will be revealed to you in this month. And the last message over here is traveling lightly. Simplify your life. And this message simply means that you have to work on your balance. Harmony is required. Talking about Venus transiting from Gemini as well, from your 12th house. Release what does not support you. Certain memories, experiences coming from the loved ones, important relationships. There is a lot of burden. And if you look at this person, this person just left the baggage behind and moving forward in life with clarity, towards the light. So whatever bond, whatever connection, friendship, it acted as a burden. If you constantly feel confused, leave those memories, leave those difficult times behind you. Just carry that wisdom which you learn from that. You have to really bring more balance in your life. You have to throw away everything which is not necessary. And if you're not supported by others, it's completely okay. It's time to say goodbye to the fellow travelers. We will meet with people every day. They will be high, they will be by, and you must carry on with your path. Situations, events, objects, the people around you, they may not last forever. And if such people, such things are not bringing the best in you, you need to move forward. And also it talks about cleansing, focusing on your health. So let's talk about moon, because you will have a full moon in Sagittarius, that is your 6th house. And for that we have this message of Worm Moon. It says faith. So this card says, I know all will be well. Things will get better. Sometimes it's faith we all have, and from there starts the growth. It might be hard to see the light because over here you're dealing with a certain fear, and when you are in fear, you don't see things clearly. You are in this mode of just protecting yourself, and you cannot see things with much clarity. So now you will see the light very soon. It's hard to see the light, and things might be a bit hopeless, or it's like, okay, I will never feel the hope again. So you will stand up again. You have to build a lot of resilience. Like, no matter what happens, I will continue with my strength. I will change. I will adapt to that pressure coming to me. Okay, and make solid intentions. Hold on to your dreams. Your dreams are beautiful. You need not to leave them behind. Continue, walk ahead, leave the burden behind, and continue with your dreams. So this was the message for Cancer people. For the sign of Leo, Mars in Rahu will transit from the 9th house in Aries, bringing new opportunities for you. But if you want to make the best use of these opportunities, definitely coming out of your comfort zone is so important. Ready to take the risk, ready to be the part of the world is important. Okay, so there's definitely very exciting opportunity coming in your way. It could be a new work opportunity, or maybe you are in that same office, same job, but there is something exciting happening, and you have to prepare for it. You have to do a lot of preparations. You have to do some kind of work which is behind the scenes, because also Jupiter is in the 8th house, so a lot of behind the scenes work is happening, and once you complete that, something beautiful will come through this. So it's a time of preparation, and also yes, you will get that platform to express yourself. You will get this platform to show your skills, because you are also having a full moon in your 5th house in the Sagittarius sign. So I think you will be so creative, so successful in whatever you are doing. It's just that do not make hasty decisions, don't be impulsive, and also do not fear to be a part of a competitive place, or if there is competition, do not detach yourself from that out of fear. And Rahu-Mars being in the 9th house in Aries, this is the house of perception, like looking into the future path, how you see yourself in the future. And having this transit for like almost a month, it really resonates with the changing bodies card. And I have used this particular deck just to understand what Mars Rahu is bringing for you. We'll read this later, but I think changing bodies means that if you want to make the best use of an opportunity, or you have a vision that, okay, in the next few years, next few months, I will be here. You cannot travel and move to that place in the way you are right now. You have to change yourself. You have to change your strategy, maybe how you work, maybe some part of your nature, maybe your skills. Some kind of a change is important. That old you and the new goal may not merge together. They may not go together. So changing yourself according to that, making necessary changes, adaptation is something which is a major theme for this month. So definitely there are opportunities, but you have to move out of your comfort zone. And also it simply means that doing something which you never tried. So a new experience is coming. For some people, it could be also travel. And yeah, there are certain uneasy experiences while traveling. And also your health needs great care with Saturn going retrograde in the 6th house. Health is very important, especially the more your mental health is strong, your physical health will be strong, because your moon's dispositor, Sun, or your ascendant lord Sun, is traveling 12 places away in Cancer along with Mercury. So do not let your thoughts make you weak. There's no need to be impulsive or anxious. Venus will transit from Gemini in the 11th house. So with this, you might be making new friends, or simply you're connecting with your friends. You will have fun, you will enjoy your life, or maybe just to escape from the busy schedule, you will connect with your friends. So communication, interacting is going to happen, and it will make you feel more lively and happy. Sun in the 12th house, Saturn in the 6th house in the Cancer Capricorn axis. Do not overburden yourself, do not accuse yourself because of the ups and downs you might have dealt with or you are dealing with. Do not even look at yourself as a victim. Okay, there's lack of energy. I know you may feel drained or maybe feeling a bit threatened. So let this experience go away, whatever you might have went through in the recent times, because this experience is blocking you on a soul level and physical level both. This is a time when you will be so much working on listening to yourself, to your voice. You will strengthen yourself. What an amazing time to strengthen yourself and be focused towards your goals. You have to be a bit patient and how you speak with others as well. Do not reveal too much. Do not get into any kind of conflict as well. So over here we have this message which is saying changing bodies, and it represents the Mars Rahu transit happening in your chart, that is your 9th house. It shows again changing strategies. The old you might not be compatible with the new path, the new changes, or whatever you seek. If you want to reach that point, you have to change. Let's look into the message. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and the used ones. So it says that soul is eternal. It never dies. But our bodies, they keep on changing. Our medium to express ourselves, to experience this world, keeps on changing. So this shows that changes are everything. Changes are a part of life, and you must always have this new strategy, this new you who is adaptable from time to time to make important changes so that you can live your life purposefully. Change is not a bad thing. This is what changing bodies indicates. A new way to approach things should happen in July, and you cannot be the old you dealing with that ever happening change, that ever changing world. Taking risk is so important. Then we have the card Spring. It represents the Saturn-Sun axis, the Saturn-Sun transit. And you have Saturn in the 6th house, Sun in the 12th house. Embrace the change that is on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become a reality. So simply this card means whatever hard work was done till now, whatever you have been doing, you are doing it great. And spring season is something, it's about waiting for your seeds to grow, waiting to see those blossoms to emerge out of earth. It's a beautiful season, and you have done a lot to achieve this season, this spring, those blooms, that beauty, that fragrance. You have been working very hard, and this is a sign of luck that whatever you have done, your dreams are now transforming into reality. You might have seen a period of stagnation, or you are dealing with stagnation. So eventually you are coming out of the period of inactivity. This is maybe a break for you right now. It's a break before the spring arrives. And do not be extremely pushy. Do not push yourself constantly. Prepare for a major expansion. There is more prosperity, abundance, fertility coming into your way. And this is also a beautiful symbol of financial expansion. If you feel that there has been too much of expenditures and I cannot openly spend money, or I have certain restrictions, I think yes, there is a breakthrough happening and you will see more abundance. The last card is breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. So it says everything you have been doing from the past few months or the past few years, I think it has been a preparation for what lies ahead. There are instances when sometimes you need to break a trail. Your patience is going to pay. Rather than sitting on the edge, just take the leap of faith. So, this is about taking risk, creating your own path. Okay, it's not important to walk on a path which is being set by others. You can create your own path. Sometimes you may feel that wherever I'm going, I'm not sure it is the right path or not. And this card talks about leap of faith. So very much resonating with Mars Rahu in the ninth house, a breakthrough is happening. And you are following a very different way of working, not something which is conventional, which has been accepted by others, because this is you, and you will do things your own way. You are changing, you're creating your own path. The very last message is will, waxing gibbous moon, and it represents the 12th Lord Moon in the 5th house. It will be a full moon in your 5th house, Sagittarius. So your decisions, whatever you have in your mind, now this is the time to take action. You are in control of your decisions in life. No one else's decision should impact you. Your passion and your will determine a great proportion of your success. Make sure what you really want and start working on it. Further, will talks about willpower. You need to get rid of certain old habits, old patterns, which are so difficult to get rid with. But once you break those patterns, those habits, it could be expecting something from the same person again and again. It could be working on something which is not giving you anything, but you again go back to that. So now it's time to take charge of your life, be strong and be ready to change, will to make that change. Okay, that breakthrough will help you to grow and reach where you want to. For the Virgo sign, Rahu-Mars will transit from the 8th house in Aries, and the major theme for the month of July is use your power very carefully. You're blessed with great energy. You're blessed this month with a lot of power coming into you, and you must decide where you need to use it. You can tap into your inner power in a great way. It's like a secret treasure opening up. And don't be angry on self, most importantly. That is something which you need to follow. Don't be anxious, don't be angry on self, or maybe because of someone else, because through this you're literally draining your energy. Not everything is your mistake. Don't think this transit is happening in the 8th house, so I might feel lethargic. It's not being lethargic, it's about wasting your energy on the wrong things, or underestimating yourself, or maybe being too much aggressive that you lose your focus. So firstly, do not take a lot of burden. Do not think that you are responsible for everything. And maybe it's like you want so much to achieve this month, you have so much to do, but you don't have enough time, or you may not have the right focus or the mental energy. So it's important to take rest, take short breaks, and use your energy, your focus quite wisely. Maybe you can work for short periods of time. Don't sit for long durations. I think that is the key to be more productive. And you might also work on resolving a certain health issue or ailment. Maybe you're preparing for some kind of a minor surgery, or even if it's not surgery, God forbid, there is no surgery. But I think there is something about your body, your physical self, which needs attention and care. So this is the time when you may start with a certain treatment or a certain routine in which you will take care of your physical health, your energy. And firstly, be out of the mindset that you're weak or you're not good enough, because you have this Ketu Rahu transit happening in the second eighth house axis. So some struggles with family might be there. Venus transiting from Gemini, that is 10th house, a very good transit for learning new things at the work front. Like there is a lot of exploration, trying something new, meeting people, connecting with them. They are giving you certain ideas, you are giving them certain ideas. So this is a great time to grow and understand things rather than completely focusing, okay, what's my material gain here. This is something which you are learning, and this will pay you back in future. And Sun-Saturn, they will be in the 11th and the 5th house axis. Saturn in the 5th house, Capricorn, Sun along with Mercury in Cancer, that is your 11th house. This axis is telling you to trust self rather than what others are saying you about you and your journey. Your skills will be brilliant. Again, there is a situation which is happening where you have to do certain thing repeatedly. Maybe you have to practice it. You are mastering in a certain skill. Do not worry if you have to do something again and again. Trust that process, that you are turning out to be a master in that skill. That perfection which you will achieve is amazing, and people will respect that. See, you may find thousands of people with same skill, but someone is doing the best, and that is the practice and experience. So you are the one who is practicing, gaining a lot of experience. So it will be amazing for you. And as Sun is in Cancer 11th house, a lot of you are a bit worried about your job security or about the financial security. Like you want such opportunities which can help you to grow financially, which can bring a bigger paycheck for you. So a lot of people may look for a different job or may look out for promotion. You want to shine. And there are some people who may be bringing some competition in your life, and it's okay. Like if you consider them as friends but they consider you as rivalry, it's their problem. You just continue with what you are doing, and you will be the light and you will be the leader as well. And when I said you are the light, I forgot we have this message of first light. So even if you feel that at your work front, in your friend circle, you're the one who is standing last in the queue, everything starts from you. You are this first light, and from this first light starts the day. Okay, so first let's look into our Gita deck card, because it will give you a message regarding your Rahu-Mars transit happening in your 8th house. So it says maintaining balance. One can have no success in yoga if one eats too much or eats too little, nor can one be successful if one sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. So it completely goes with our 8th house transit. I was telling you that you must use your energy wisely. You cannot be too angry, too conscious about life and what's happening around you, with you, and you cannot be too lethargic. You cannot be too out of focus as well. So you have this beautiful gift of this pure energy, but you need to know how to control it, use it in a great manner, maintaining balance between the material life and also the spiritual quotient. So it's about being in the right state of health, emotions, Okay, so it again shows that you're working a lot towards your physical body, your emotional health as well. Some kind of routine may change with this, and it also says moderation, because Rahu-Mars is this explosive energy and happening in the eighth house, which is maybe something connected to your deepest fears. It is bringing up certain deepest fears or insecurities. So moderation is everything. Don't think too much. Do not ignore things too much. Okay, whether it's your relationship as well, because eighth house plays a very vital role in deciding the connection with the partner. So you are working a lot towards your partner for that right communication, that right give and take. Let's let's not be dominant towards the partner, and don't let that person also be dominant over you. A proper communication is required, not sleeping too much, not resting too much, sleeping too much. So this is all about you maintaining balanced. Don't be too relaxed about life. Oh, I'll see whatever will happen. And don't be too anxious that, oh, what will happen next. So this is a card which shows a lot about physical and emotional well-being. You need to focus on that. Then the next message is Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Very much going with the 8th house transit, but I chose this deck to understand the Sun-Saturn transit, the Sun-Saturn axis, Sun in the 11th house and Saturn in the 5th house. It says track down all of your fearful thoughts and feelings. It could be related to the world, it could be work, relationships, your network, because ultimately Sun is in the 11th house. So it has to be about the people in your life, or it has to be about the future trend with respect to your profession, with respect to your business. So your fears are the only things which are standing between you and your success, what your heart desires at this time. You have to come face to face with them. Don't be hunted down by your fears, or because you're feeling a bit anxious and you may try to just go down into that rabbit hole. No, you don't need to do that. Don't live in shadows. You will realize your true potential at this time. And this could also be like, this is happening in the 8th house, this transit of Mars Rahu, and then we have Sun Saturn here in the 5th and 11th house axis. So this also means you are facing a fear coming from the past, facing an aspect of the past with full strength. And once you do that, you can see this light, this new cycle begins. If you feel you're stuck in some kind of old habit, old pattern, you cannot change it, because maybe there is something related to past which needs to be dissolved completely. That is some kind of fear. So once you do this, you are here, the first light. You are the beginning of something beautiful, or you are at the beginning of a new cycle, and wipe that slate absolutely clean. Get rid of the familiar routines, familiar people, and it's like a new birth for you. It will empower you, it will give you a lot of strength. But this new light is happening only when you face the fear connected to the unknown, connected to the past, and from here you're willing to start again. The last card is representing the moon's transit, the full moon, which is happening in Sagittarius. Here moon is your 11th lord, placed in the 4th house, because the full moon is happening in the 4th house. So this card says power, and we again have this full moon energy. So yeah, it's a beautiful card. Step into your power and shine brightly. You can achieve anything. Your wisdom, your experiences, they just will guide you greatly. It's time to attract things and set an intention, because you are in this zone where you will attract what you seek, whether it's courage, whether it's strength, it's mental peace, it's wealth, whatever you want. I think it's a right time to think about it. At least have a plan, at least have an intention that I am ready to walk on this path, I'm ready to work on this, and you will be blessed with power. Moon is giving you that power this month, and do not be afraid to make a wish. Okay, and there is some kind of influence of family, influence of there's a generational influence on your emotions. There is some kind of an internal dialogue, this is not possible, or what if this happens. This is coming from your experiences connected to family, and with this you need to move forward from that. For the sign of Libra, if you have your ascendant Libra rising, if you have your moon in Libra, even if you have sun in Libra, you can listen to this. So for Libra sign, Rahu-Mars are transiting in Aries from your 7th house, and this means that you are giving too much to the world in the month of July. Ketu in Libra, 1st house, a loss of balance, loss of inner harmony, or maybe identity issue, because everything around you is making you work towards the world. The 7th house affairs, connecting with people at the work front, because 7th house is 10 places away from the 10th house, so definitely you are at the forefront with some massive responsibilities or too much of work, where you are the initiator, you are the one who has to start everything from the scratch. So you will be in the limelight. Again, you are also working a lot. You'll be out there interacting, working with a lot of people, where there can be rivalry as well, where you have to keep an image. Maybe you're not that person, you're not that your true authentic self, but you have to keep an image. And Ketu in the 1st house, in Libra, there is some kind of identity issue, because there is some kind of inequality you're dealing with in a relationship with someone, or you're unable to express yourself in that relationship. So it's important that you speak and you work, because if you don't speak, you may develop this frustration deep within, this restlessness deep within. With respect to work, business, new collaborations are happening, or it's just that you and your business partner, the collaborator, you are working together too aggressively, and full dedication is indicated. And remember, if you are at a stage where you're developing a connection, whether it's your business partnership, it's a collaboration, some kind of work where a lot of people are involved, or whether it's just a new person in your life, you have this plan of getting married, don't make impulsive actions. Even if you don't want to, the other person may feel a bit triggered by your actions. Venus in Gemini, that is your 9th house. There is a lot of spiritual support coming into your life. Whatever you are doing, it's coming to you back. And there is this person out there, maybe a new friend, maybe a guru, or just a person who has this same interest the way you have, same passion. This person is bringing a lot of joy and fun. You may work along with someone on a hobby, and this hobby may help you to heal. You may travel to get some new experience, new exposure. Maybe you're just traveling to have fun and do a lot of shopping. So Venus is bringing that sense of joy and a sense of curiosity. Sun and Saturn, they are in the 10th and 4th house axis, where Sun is in Cancer along with Mercury in the 10th house. Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn. That is your 4th house. So the biggest thing which this transit is teaching you is to don't judge yourself based on how others are treating you. This is the biggest message for your soul. And we have this card of Sun, which represents soul. For Libra, Sun is debilitated. As Sun goes into Libra, it's debilitated. So for you, Sun is a vital planet where you have to develop sun-like strength in your life, not worried about how the others are judging you, being in your own self. That harmony comes from within, not from others. So you have to protect your energy from others. Family, work, people have a lot of expectations. Distance needs to be created so that you can have some space for yourself, for your personal growth. And of course, you're working towards a job security. Sun transiting from Cancer, 10th house. You are concerned about your current job security, or you are concerned that whatever you're doing, does this make me happy? Does this make me dream about my future? What should I do? What should I not do? So you are worried how long this thing will go and how I can change this. How can I be more connected to my work? How can I make my work more interesting? Or how I can just simply grow and expand in the future. So some kind of strategy, opportunity is happening in the month of July regarding that. You will look out for new opportunities because Sun for you is the 11th Lord, and it's transiting 12 places away. So looking out for opportunities which can help you with expansion, and also which can help you to use your true potential, because you have so much but it's not revealed yet, it's not used enough. So the very first message for the Libra sign is protection, and this card will reveal what kind of guidance you need for this Rahu-Mars transit. Okay, so as Rahu-Mars transits from your 7th house, here is your message. For those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, I carry what they lack and preserve what they have, both materially and spiritually. So this straight away indicates, firstly, as you are dealing a lot with the world, you must work on preserving your energy. Protecting your own self is important. That's why we have this message of protection. Things can be too overwhelming while connecting with other people. And they may have a lot of expectations from you and constantly pushing you to be this and do that, do this. And it just, it's building some kind of anxious energy. Maybe you're worried about how you look. Maybe you're worried about how other people perceive your success. And some people are literally breaching the boundaries and telling you to do this or that, or they're simply judging you. And it's impacting your soul in a great way. So even if you are out there in this world, it's something you cannot avoid. I think it's something which no one can avoid, the 7th house affairs. That you have to reach to that place to understand your own worth, to understand your true identity, 7th house. So even if you are out there dealing with the world, but you should have this ability to be devoted to your path, devoted to your true self, and protecting your energy, protecting your emotional health. Very important. You need protection from people, but this also means you need protection from your own thoughts. And also, it could be the other way, that your loved ones do need your protection. They feel safe in your company. Someone feels very safe with you, and continue with that. The next card is Sun, and it represents the Saturn-Sun axis, the transit happening in the month of July, where Sun is in your 10th house, Cancer, and Saturn is in your 4th house, in Capricorn. It says enjoy success and happiness. Power, success, and light is coming to you. Know that the doors are opening for you now. There could be new projects, new ventures, and ideas. You are looking for these new opportunities, and these opportunities are also looking for you. Sun also represents the voice of your soul, it's the inner fire. And protect that fire, use it constructively. That inner fire will help you to move forward. The question is, are you too young or too old to pursue something, to do a certain thing? There's a question regarding that because of this Sun-Saturn axis. Am I too young to pursue something, to do something? Because the world thinks I'm quite immature for that. Or am I too old to have fun? Am I too old to start with this thing which I always wanted to? So Sun over here says, follow your voice, enjoy your success and happiness. Do not think about your age, about where you are. It's never late to just follow your dreams. That is most important. Relationship, friendships will progress amazingly with the Sun's message over here. And whatever question you have in your mind, the answer is yes. Upliftment is happening. And there are certain responsibilities towards people which you have to do for time being. You have to focus on your responsibilities. The last card here is vast vistas. Expand your horizons. So this card indicates that see the world around you in a new way. This is not a time to think small because someone else is treating you in such a way. Do not be in that bubble. Someone else, let that be that person's thoughts. You may travel. It could be travel, it could be exploration, meeting new people, it could be thinking out of the box for you in this month. How to achieve what your heart is desiring. You're not following those conventional methods. You will go for a different way. And same thing is happening with respect to relationships. Something very unconventional is happening. Someone very unconventional is coming into your life, and that bond will help you to get out of this box and see this world in a new way. So overall, this means do not be afraid. Great opportunities in all different directions are there for you, and expansion is something which you will definitely achieve. Lastly, I would like to talk about moon. Moon is your 10th lord, and it will be a full moon in your 3rd house in Sagittarius. So here the message for moon is, or message from the moon is, realization, waxing crescent. This talks about self-awareness. 10th lord means actions. A full moon in the 3rd house, which means efforts, intelligence, and ability to work on the right direction. So with self-awareness comes realization. Knowledge is power. This is the time, this is the month when you will examine your own self. What role you're playing in a situation, or in an event, or maybe in a relationship, and you will try to improvise that. You may get intuitive messages like, I need to do this in some way. A bad habit or an old pattern needs to be changed, and you must take responsibility for that. Something out there needs to be changed. Maybe a habit which is blocking you a lot. So it's time to examine your life. You can see that this girl, she is looking somewhere else through that keyhole. So looking into a different world, understanding the both worlds, examining your life, and this is something which will help you to decide your future path. For the sign of Scorpio, Mars and Rahu will be in Aries in your 6th house. And this makes something so important, and that is your health, your energy, and your fitness. Health should be the first priority. I know in the month of July, with respect to your work, there are certain things where you have to stand on your one feet. constantly working, dedicated to your path. That work requires a lot of energy and determination. But in this process, be the wise one. Be the wise one. Understand that everything starts from your health. So health needs great care, especially if you're someone who do get troubles with the blood pressure, something related to migraine, or you have problems with digestive system. You have to be very careful with respect to your health. Stop being anxious and your health will get better. You are truly aware that things will be complete, whatever task you have in your hands. Your drive, your passion, your intelligence will help you, and Jupiter is here to rescue you. Jupiter in the 5th house in Pisces, there's so much of wisdom which is now easily available to you. That box is now open. Listen to that. And if you cannot, I think a good spiritual practice is required in the month of July so that you can tap into that wisdom, because this is beautifully going with the Jupiter's transit in the 5th house. You will grow in this situation. There is no need to doubt yourself, no need to be hard and rude on yourself. There's definitely victory with this transit in the 6th house. If there is some kind of a litigation issue or something related to loan, you have to repay that, or there's just some kind of a conflict at work or family, I think you will be out there energetically working to resolve that matter, and victory will be yours. If you're dealing with some kind of rivalry as well, your drive, your passion, your skill will help you to be way ahead of that. One thing is that your 7th house is hemmed between Rahu-Mars and Venus in the 8th house. So Rahu-Mars in Aries, Venus in Gemini. So the partnerships, anything related to 7th house, is definitely challenged for this month, and it may require great drive, great energy to resolve that. You have to focus a lot on your family life with full moon happening in your 2nd house in Sagittarius. Yes, family is so important in this month. Understanding your partner's needs. It's not that you have to just understand your partner's need. It's something mutual for this month. You both have to understand each other's needs and values rather than being into conflict. Do not be in conflict. Like, make efforts to resolve it. Because Venus in Gemini, 8th house, it creates the need to sit and talk. Be open to a conversation rather than secretly hiding everything, your feelings, your emotions. And the Saturn Sun axis, Saturn in the 3rd house in Capricorn, Sun in Cancer with Mercury in the 9th house. Some kind of unexpected support or guidance is coming in your life. You might not be expecting it at all, but out of nowhere you will see this ray of hope. Things might be a bit slow with respect to career, but don't give up and just keep trying. That is the message, because for you, Sun is the 10th lord, transiting 12 places away. Something big may happen the next month, and some kind of preparation is happening right now for that. And some kind of correction or reorganization is required, as Saturn is in the 3rd house retrograde. You may go back to revise something. You may change something at the last moment. Some kind of a plan is being changed, and it's okay, because this reorganization at work, maybe at home, will bring a lot of stability and happiness. You need to reorganize something related to your space around you, whether it's your office, or whether simply, it's your desk, or whether it's your home. Change of things around you, reorganizing the space is important. That might be a block right now for you. Now let's look at this first message, all-knowing one. I specially chose this deck to get some guidance regarding the Mars Rahu transit in Aries. So let's see what it's saying. I know all beings in the creation as they were in the past, as they are now, and as they shall one day come to be. Yet no one of them knows me in full. O Arjuna, all living entities are born into illusion, overcome by the duality of desire and hate. So, yeah, it is happening in your sixth house, and with this message, it says, you deserve the good things in life. Don't feel that you are less than someone else. There is a great need to go beyond certain illusions or presumptions in your life, and go beyond the hate and the desire to always being at the top, to prove yourself. If you want to show the world that I am successful, you have to be on the top. You have to constantly manage that position. There is no need to do that. You are the all-knowing one. You know your worth. You know your worth. Be devoted to a path which brings good things for other people, which brings good for everyone. So do not be so obsessed over certain things. This obsession may stop you from moving ahead. Your mind may feel constantly stuck at one place, because this is the house of obstacles. Mars Rahu in Aries. Maybe your hate towards someone, maybe your deepest desire and this impulse to achieve it is creating obstacles for you for time being. You're not in the right state of happiness, emotional stability. So you are in your own path, and you are the one who can lift up this obstacle by knowing this fact that you have great potential. No need to focus on hate, no need to be too impulsive to fulfill your desires. Everything will just happen with time, and you are also being protected so beautifully. You have this great blessing on you. The next card is the Wise One, and it says grow within your current situation. This represents the Saturn and Sun axis. Sun in the 9th house, Saturn in the 3rd house. And be open to the insights and the wisdom coming through your elders. An authoritative figure, a guru, or maybe just a friend who is acting as an elder is helping you to grow in this situation, helping you to understand this current situation of your life. The major theme could also be commitment and reliability in the relationships. Continue to work on your growth and expansion in your current situation. Whatever resources you have, whatever the tiny bit you have, you can learn to grow with that. And talking about commitment and reliability, as your 7th house is hemmed, a lot of work is being demanded through your partnership, through your relationship. Learning to commit, learning to trust is something which you may learn at this time. Saturn in the 3rd house, it talks about communicating with that elder who is deep within you. Every human carries two energies. There will be something like a child in you, childlike qualities, but also there is wisdom like elders deep within you. So Saturn in the 3rd house wants you to connect with that elder soul deep within you. Things might appear to be quite boring maybe in the month of July, so you can focus on something new. Begin now to follow some kind of a hobby. Maybe you want to do something and others are not ready to walk with you on that path. So this person is saying goodbye to certain people. Like maybe you have to walk alone now. You have to explore this. This discovery will be done by you yourself. Others might not be very supportive in that, or they may not have that courage to walk with you on that unknown path. So some journeys have to be taken alone. Or maybe you are in a fear, you're not ready to move forward, you're constantly looking back. It's important to take your first step, okay, and release the familiar routines, release that attachment, because it's really stagnating your life. Certain relationships, challenging relationships, may no longer continue for you because they are not empowering you, they are not nourishing you. So this is about end of one cycle and moving on to new one. Definitely for some time you have to walk alone. The last message is nourishment, and this is talking about the full moon, which will happen in your second house in Sagittarius. Your moon is the ninth lord in your chart. So choose to nourish yourself through your spiritual path, through your inner wisdom, understanding yourself. You will nourish yourself. And second house has a lot to do with food and nourishment. So maybe this is a sign that now you need to focus on eating healthy. And there are certain foods which are literally acting like a poison to you. So eating right is the key. And with respect to your soul and your emotions also, you need to nourish them, getting rid of anything which is impacting you so badly. It talks about decision making process. Some kind of a major decision might be taken, and don't let your sadness impact that decision making. You're ready to move forward, but don't carry that anger or sadness with you, because it may impact your decision making in the future as well. For Sagittarius, Rahu-Mars will be in Aries in your fifth house. And with this, there is a lot of fire in romantic connections. There's a lot of fire in the new initiations, the friendships you are creating right now. There is an urge to move forward very quickly, and there's also a fear deep within. What if I get hurt? So there is this anxiousness deep within your heart and mind. This is a house which is very important for expression of your creativity and skills. And with this transit, I think you will be doing your work amazingly. Some struggles might be there if you are learning something, you are in school, or you are in a process of learning a certain skill. It might be difficult initially to adapt or learn that, to have a grasp on that skill. It may challenge you, but I think you will learn it beautifully. And you are using your skills in a very amazing way. You have this expertise, and this expertise will be appreciated and seen by the world. Do not worry about the competition around you. Trust your skills, and that is everything. I have told you with respect to romantic connections, things can be a bit too passionate, or it's like you're moving too fast, this other person is moving too fast, and you're not working on the emotional understanding in this relationship, because you have Ketu opposite to it in the 11th house in Libra, not understanding what this other person desires, what you truly desire in this relationship. That foundation needs to be established. Okay, so otherwise this transit, Mars Rahu in Aries, fifth house, very good with respect to your skills, expressing your skills, working on your hobbies, or simply like you want to create something, you have this passion project in your mind, and you'll be putting in a lot of energy into that project, that work. And if you have children, yes, you have to be very active while working for them. It can bring some kind of lack of energy for you, because you're giving too much towards your children. You may feel a bit lethargic or a bit triggered because of that. Venus is transiting from Gemini, that is your seventh house, so it will help in clearing certain obstacles in your partnership and relationships. I think that heat which was building up with Mars Rahu in the fifth house, I think Venus can help to clear that with better communication and understanding, speech, exchange of love, appreciation, exchange of what you feel, what this other person feel is important. Same goes for the business partnerships. Clarity is required. Sitting on a table, discussing everything, every doubt is important. Success in creative works, collaboration is indicated, and a lot of precautions with respect to health is required. Saturn Sun, they will be in the second and the eighth house axis, where Saturn is in the second house and Sun is in the eighth house in Cancer. So there is a lot of burden coming through family, like your true self is under burden. Your true desire, your voice, your identity is somehow being deeply influenced by the second house. That is family, that is the authority over you, or simply what identity you got as soon as you were born. That identity given by family is not letting you to grow. So you're struggling to grow, or you're struggling to come out of that experience, that identity in the month of July. There is a burden coming through the loved ones. But I think with this axis, Sun is helping you to understand your good and bad. Sun is helping you to look very deep within. It will let you know where you have to work, where you have to heal yourself, where you have to strengthen yourself. Like some kind of answer is coming to you, realization is coming to you, and it will help you to stand for your own self. In the month of August, as Sun moves into Leo, you will find a lot of courage and strength in your life. And with respect to relationships as well, Sun in Cancer along with Mercury in the eighth house, you will find people with whom you can share your views, connecting with certain people who have similar experiences, maybe, because you need to talk, you need to release it, you cannot keep it with your own self. So you may find people, and okay, I didn't focus over here, we have the heart guardian, love and let yourself be loved. This is something like you have to say it, you have to release it, and you will find someone, maybe a patient listener in the form of maybe a guru, maybe a friend, maybe a loving connection, even a family member, where this person helps you to open your heart and release it all. There's too much of burden you are carrying because of the blood connections. Okay, so let's look into these messages. The first one is the burning fire, and I chose this deck just to get some guidance about the Mars Rahu transit happening in Aries, and it just beautifully goes with your fifth house transit. There is this burning fire, there is this passion, amazing skills. There is a fire to prove your worth. Rahu co-rules the third house of efforts, and Mars rules the 12th house of subconscious. There is this fire to prove who you are. There is a fire which is all about celebrating your victory. You want to celebrate yourself as a winner. You will portray your skills, your power in a very amazing way, and you will lead this world. But also the burning fire says, do not be consumed by your own fire. Maybe things are not proceeding the way you want to, or you want everything in such a short time that it may bring some kind of burn to you. Once pure consciousness is covered by the eternal enemy, lust, which takes many forms and burns like an insatiable fire. So that's what I'm talking about, insatiable fire. I want this, I want that, and now I just want to achieve this very soon. So that lust, that desire, that fire, which is really not coming to any end. Your hunger is keep on increasing and increasing. This burning fire needs to be tamed. This burning fire needs to be taken care of, because it's blocking your mind, it's blocking your ability to live in present. You have this beautiful burning fire, you are dancing, you know what you have, you know what you can give to this world, and the world will celebrate it. But we are in no hurry. This is what this message has to say. I'm sorry if you are in hurry, you want to read somewhere and you feel my message is wrong for you, but this is something which says celebrate the current moment, the current victory, whatever you have, and this fire deep within you will take you to great heights. It also talks about the spiritual fire, because fifth house is the dharma house. Fifth house talks about faith. If you have faith on divine, if you have faith on deep within yourself, you have faith on your power, you have faith on your skills, nothing can stop you to celebrate your life. The next card is the Heart Guardian. It says love and let yourself be loved. So again, it resonates a lot with the fifth house, romantic connections. So these two cards coming together again means that there is this desire deep within. You want to be loved, you want to give love as well, and there is some kind of conflict, maybe anger or argument in important relationships. You need to really move away from that. You need to really put that fire off and be open to listen to your loved ones. You require love, and for that you need to be open for your communication, open your heart. This is something so important, and this will fix everything. And I chose this card to understand what the Saturn Sun transit is bringing for you. This Saturn Sun transit happening in the Cancer Capricorn axis. So you have Saturn in the second house and Sun in the eighth house. Welcome with open arms. Any opportunity comes to you which is about love, welcome it with open arms. Do not be stuck to the past experiences which you have faced, coming through family, coming through friendships or love relationships, because you were being hurt before. It's not important that you will close your heart forever. You're not open to love, you're not open to give and take love. So this is a kind of a message which is also coming from Venus in Gemini, that is your seventh house. You have learned a lot. You can protect your heart at the same time. You can give love, receive love, and also at the same time you can protect your heart. You must know where to draw the line. There's definitely love in the air, and do not be fearful about the past experiences. And of course, there is exchange of ideas, there is exchange of trust, and understanding someone very special at this time. It could be anyone, not just, I'm talking about romantic connections, people coming into your life who have a better understanding of who you are, from where you have come. And this is a symbol, this is a sign that you deserve love, and be open to love. Do not close each and every door and window, and trusting is something which you need to learn. The last message here is stepping into power. You are strong and beyond measure. It goes a lot with Jupiter in the fourth house in Pisces, and also the Rahu-Mars transit. You are strong beyond measure. Take back your power, claim your power, stay in your light, even if you have a lot of burden on yourself and everything seems so heavy. But as you carry this burden with yourself, it is also strengthening you in some way. And you need not to shout, you need not to prove your worth again and again. Greatest power is happening when you are silent and deep. You need not to use your words to show your worth. Your skills, your work is enough. And it also shows that you will develop trust within. You will trust your own self, and a lot of work towards the spiritual path is also indicated. Maybe through your spiritual path you are inviting more strength and luck in your life. So step into your power. Don't let others decide who you are. You must be there in your full strength to move ahead. And the last message is new moon. It says the beginnings. So it's talking about the full moon in Sagittarius, which is happening in your first house. In your chart, moon is the 8th lord, and it will be a full moon in the first house. Though it's a full moon, but we have a card which says new moon. So what does this indicate? This indicates absolutely a fresh start. This full moon is giving you a fresh start, and you have to move few steps forward even if you feel stuck. You need to discard something old, maybe a belief about your own self. You're reaching to a full cycle, coming out of someone else's influence. Your light will return. You will realize how powerful you are. Till now, maybe you were really so stuck because of someone else, how this person was treating you, how this person was telling you about life. Now you're ready to explore life through your own way. You are getting clarity about a situation. For the sign of Capricorn, Mars and Rahu are transiting from Aries, that is your 4th house. And with this transit, it's important to take care of your emotional health. There's a lot going on in your mind. You're full of a lot of energy. Your mind is hyperactive, thinking about so many things all together. There is this great ambition to do something amazing. But just opposite to it, there is Ketu in Libra. So whatever action you take, whether it's a partnership, whether it's business, whether it's your work, I think this just says that though you have a lot in your mind, proceed cautiously. Take actions with great care, thinking about what kind of result it may bring for you. There's like too much to do. There are so big dreams you have in your mind. But I think Ketu in the transit of Ketu from the 10th house in Libra is about a bit slowing down, because I think everything starts from you. If your mind, body, soul are in harmony, they are in right coordination, then only you can be that productive. So I think Ketu being the co-lord of your 11th house, which determines your gain, your fulfillment, your achievements, as it is 12 places away in the 10th house in Libra. I think it's time to focus on individuality, and you have to focus on your peace, inner peace as well. And also this card also resonates with the Ketu's transit. It's like you are moving into a very unknown territory, and you are exactly where you need to be, yet you are uncertain. Where am I going? Am I on the right track or not? So Mars Rahu transiting from 4th house, there is some kind of important deal with respect to property, maybe related to house, moving into a new place. Definitely there, you're too much into your mind, you're feeling too much. Maybe things are not that intense or real on the physical plane, but you are over analyzing everything. Your actions are intense, you're too sensitive right now. With respect to work, I think Mars Rahu can help you in starting with something which you always wanted. Like maybe you want to do something of your own, maybe some kind of a home-based work. So Rahu-Mars will support you in that. So great energy, great ability to work on different things all together, but not a good time to just make actions out of impulse. Okay, and Venus will transit from Gemini, that is the 6th house, And yes, the communication in relationships, romantic connections, especially because Venus rules your fifth house, that is something which is very important. Like, I think there should be a line, like, you can do a lot for other person, you can do a lot for others, but constantly being in the role of a pleaser, like you're pleasing someone else constantly so that you can get that right support in love, it is something which you need to take care of right now. Like you are maybe giving a wrong idea to someone, like your requirements are more. So this is something which is very important, that you need to be clear about what you seek in the relationship, what are your values and your standards. Venus also indicates that your creative skills, your way of thinking is bringing a lot of gain or popularity at the work front. All that block you may be dealing with at the career path, like you cannot think of a new idea, or you don't know how to proceed ahead, I think Venus will give you that idea, that framework. Okay, I can do this, because it's giving you a lot of amazing ideas. It's helping you to think differently, and once you think differently, you will get a lot of solutions. And Venus may also bring some kind of argument with the known people as well. Saturn, Sun, they're transiting from the first and seventh house axis, where Saturn will be in Capricorn in the first house, retrograde, and then there's Sun in the seventh house in Cancer along with Mercury. So this is something which shows working on self in the month of July. You're not bending in front of others so that others can be happy. Sun is what? Sun is soul. Sun is you, your inner voice. It goes into seventh house in Cancer, looking out for emotional stability, looking out for acceptance in this world. But in this process of impressing everyone, losing self is indicated by Sun. Here, Saturn came back to Capricorn, to your first house again. It's retrograde. It came back to this same house because it wants you to understand your own worth. You have been constantly working hard on yourself since 2 years. You're working very hard on yourself, and you have earned it. You have earned this special place. You have earned this beauty, this achievement. You have raised your standards. And when you have raised your bar, it's not important that everyone you meet may be equal to you. Accept that no matter how much you are gentle and loving towards other, they may treat you equally. Everyone is same. Everyone will act as per his or her experiences, how much they know themselves. So if you have raised your bar as a human, you are such a valuable person. But if someone else does not value you, you need not to go down to make yourself accepted. Moving forward with respect to career is indicated. Very strong changes are happening. And you have Ketu in the 10th house. See, your Kendras are under the influence of malefics. There is Saturn retrograde in Capricorn first house. There's Rahu-Mars in Aries fourth house. Then there is Sun in Cancer 7th house. Then you have Ketu in Libra 10th house. So this is about having faith on your own self, because these four houses beautifully represent some important relationships in our life. Like first house is you, seventh house is the people, the public, the partnerships, fourth house is mother, family, 10th house is work. It also represents father. So there's a lot of pressure coming from each and every direction, and you should not lose the grip on your ambition. You should not lose your identity in this process. Understanding your worth is key to everything, and I think that's why we have this message of individuality. Let's talk about what this card represents. So especially I chose this Gita deck to understand what kind of guidance do we have for Mars Rahu transit? Let's read out. It says, at no time did I not exist, nor you, nor any of these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So this card is talking about how you have been pressurized or forced to be someone else, to act like someone else, so that the requirement of the other person is fulfilled. They are waiting for you to act in a certain way, which brings them some kind of gain. And also it shows that there's a lot of pressure through the friends and family to achieve something or to get something. So in this process of making everyone happy, you have lost your individuality. Okay, so this literally means that everyone has their own unique nature, everyone has their own unique journey, and you need not depend upon anyone else to make your decision, to love yourself, to embrace yourself. Your individuality is something which is so beautiful. It makes you unique, it makes you rare. Do not lose your true self, your true treasure, because someone wants you to be different. Your identity, your personality is a gift, and this is way powerful than anything. Embrace it. Then we have this Peacekeeper card, which represents the Sun-Saturn transit happening in your chart. Saturn in the first house, Capricorn, Sun in the seventh house in Cancer. So it says, let go the need to be right. Again, we are reaching to the same message that do not judge yourself through the eyes of other people. You have the full right to express what you want, to do what you want, and you need not to explain it to others. You need not to give constant explanation. You have to be this peacekeeper. If you believe in something, you know you will achieve it, you know how good you are. Sometimes it's better not to argue back and waste your energy on that. When you constantly go back in argument, improving your point, improving your individuality or worth, I think you lose your track, you lose your energy, and also you lose self-confidence. Rather than proving your point, save your energy. It's a reminder, within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. This is a very warrior spirit within you who wants to rise up. But the truth is that you will definitely win. The truth will reveal itself one day. You need not to be always like into that fighting spirit that I have to prove my point. Always people will see the truth. Why don't you be into this peaceful mode and do what you wanted to, focusing on self? The last one is the unknown territory, and you are exactly where you need to be. You are at the very right place. Ketu transiting from Libra in the 10th house, there is a sense of losing your direction, or maybe you're finding yourself at a very wrong place. Oh, okay, I'm at the wrong place, I shouldn't have been in this direction, in this work. Well, even if you are not consciously aware of it, you are being placed at the right location. Okay, and if you're finding for some answers and you're not getting those answers, it's okay. Keep going forward with your heart open, with that trust that I am on the right path. Do what it feels right. You might be in a very unknown place right now, or you are unable to see what lies ahead. Where am I going? See, expansion is happening. Nothing is happening here without a reason. This feeling of not knowing is common. It's common with very huge amount of people, but trust that all is well. Maybe in this unknown zone, you are here to discover something so beautiful about your career, about your life path. So this is something which needs to be enjoyed, like a child, a curious child. You must explore this new place, this unknown place, because being a Capricorn moon, Capricorn ascendant, you can be a very old soul who is not so easily accepting changes in life. That ability to have joy, enjoy things is difficult. So you are being placed in this unknown area where you have to be as curious as a child and learn a lot of things. So the last card over here is for moon, because there will be a full moon in your 12th house. Here moon rules the 7th house, placed in the 12th house. It's a full moon, and here we have the message hot moon, and it says extremes. So in the month of July, with the full moon in Sagittarius 12th house, build your resilience and your ability to overcome certain issues. You have to learn how to handle crisis and be calm and resilient on the same time. Better ways, you should find better ways to handle conflict. Rather than being into anger, rage, or outrage, you have to be more disciplined. That uneasiness, well, I can survive this. There is some kind of discomfort, maybe related to work or relationships, because of someone, maybe. Because moon ultimately rules the 7th house. So something about the world is not letting you be happy or comfortable in your own skin. You will meet people who are very different, extremely different from you. They might not be like you, who can have a stable outlook towards life, who are very different, because you're dealing with extreme situations, extreme people. So you have to build your resilience, your ability to adapt, to take that load. So strength is something which is so important, strength and individuality of yours. For Aquarius sign, Mars and Rahu are transiting from 3rd house. And yes, with this transit happening in your 3rd house, there is a lot of work to be done this month. But also, it's like starting with a new responsibility, a new strategy, or a plan. Maybe like in the very same workplace, you have this additional duty or responsibility. You have the responsibility to initiate or start with something, or you have the duty to guide other people, be the leader, and helping them to fulfill their responsibilities. And group work is also a major theme, working along with a lot of people, where you have to lead others. And whatever you are doing, it requires aggressive approach, and it can be emotionally draining as well. Overall, and this transit happening in the 3rd house of efforts, your courage and your strength, well, definitely your strength is reaching to its peak. But with that, speech, your communication needs a lot of care. Maybe sometimes you may say too much, and you may not realize that the other person might get triggered. Maybe it's not your intention, but you have to be calm with your words. It's very important. Or maybe you will become the voice of a certain cause. You may fight for a certain cause during this month. Plus, your strength and courage is going to push you to great heights. You will work a lot. There is a lot of dedication towards whatever you want to achieve, or with respect to career. Some issues with the siblings may happen, or some kind of a conflict with the neighbor or someone who lives around you all the time. Maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's a colleague. Some kind of conflict or verbal argument is possible. Venus is transiting from Gemini, that is your 5th house. So there is a lot of beauty, love coming into your life. You may establish a great friendship, a great connection with someone who is helping you to open your heart, understanding your thoughts, accepting your thoughts. So this person may bring some kind of acceptance in your life. Or maybe you are traveling along with your friends. You are trying to take a break and just enjoy your life. Some kind of celebration is indicated. There might be certain self-doubts, definitely, because Here Venus is the lord of the fourth house for you, and as it goes in Gemini and Lord of Gemini, Mercury in Cancer, sixth house, there are certain self-doubts when you are dealing with competition, when you are in some kind of commitment with someone, that whether you'll be able to be in harmony in that relationship or not. But excellent success in creative work is given by Venus. Pursuing your hobbies or anything creative, there will be full success with respect to that. Then we have the Sun-Saturn axis, where Sun is in Cancer, 6th house, and Saturn in the 12th house, retrograde in Capricorn. There is too much of work responsibility, feeling as if life is nothing but work and work. So, yes, it may keep you busy, but this is also bringing victory. This is also bringing success in your life. You will rise above your challenges, whatever limitations you have been dealing with at the work front. I think this transit will push you to just remove that challenge completely out of your path. Detachment from the world is indicated. On one hand, you're working along with the group, you're connecting with people on a daily basis because of your work, but on the other hand, when you look inwards on a soul level, you are detaching from the world and more focused towards your spiritual path. And cleansing of mind, getting rid of the influence of other people's expectations or beliefs, is going to happen in the month of July. Now let's look into these messages and understand what all things you are attracting in the month of July, or what kind of guidance you have for this month. So the very first card is this, because I chose this to understand what kind of guidance you need for Mars Rahu transit. So Mars Rahu transit over here, which is happening in your third house, is represented by God's reciprocation. So let's see, what does it say? I reciprocate with all beings in accordance to the way that they surrender to me. Everyone follows my path in all respects. So it is much related to the third house. Efforts, making the right efforts. Whatever step you may take towards your spiritual path, towards God, and also whatever step you take towards making your life better, becoming a more evolved person, strong person, that each and every step will be successful. Like God is reciprocating that love back to you. Your hard work is being recognized and seen. So whatever you give is coming back to you, whether it's spirituality, whether it's your work. And it talks a lot about intention as well. What kind of intention you have towards other people. Like, I know there will be, everyone does have certain people in life who don't have good intentions towards you. So what would you do? Would you reciprocate with that very same intention? If you do that, it may really exhaust your energy. It will exhaust your ability to make the right moves, to be in the right direction. Decision making is being definitely impacted. But if you have trust on yourself, if you have trust on the divine, I think everything will be in your support. Everything will be on your side. And this is also about love for self. The more you love yourself and respect yourself, the more love you will attract in this life. And the more anger and hatred you have for your own self, that hatred and anger is coming towards you. So this is what Mars Rahu transit wants to say through this card of God's reciprocation. Then we have the second message, which is the broken arrow, and this represents the Saturn Sun's transit. Saturn in the 12th house, Sun in the 6th house. Embrace the energy of peace. Let go, and no need to defend yourself. It's important. Same thing. If someone is wrong, let that person be wrong. There is no need to always fight or look at that person with the same intention. Broken arrow means some kind of a setback seen in the recent times, and you need to be peaceful. You should choose peace over anything. You may end up losing your temper, you may end up losing your peace, or simply you don't have to struggle anymore for anything. You have attained, as you are like this broken arrow, with this trauma, with this experience, you have gained a lot of wisdom. And if something is broken, I think there should be acceptance of that fact rather than running away from it. Acceptance that, okay, this thing broke, but it's okay, we are ready to make a new change. Embrace the energy of peace. Arguments, disagreements have to end, because I have told you earlier that communication is something which is so important in this month. Do not get into heated arguments. Let go this idea that if someone hurts me, I need to hurt that person too, or maybe I'll get hurt in this situation or by this person. So the last card, the last message we have is answering the call. The time is now. It beautifully goes along with Saturn coming back to Capricorn in your 12th house. That final call, that final transit, the countdown has begun. This is the time you have been called, ready to start with the new journey before Saturn permanently goes into Aquarius next year. This one last time as Saturn touches Capricorn, of course it will happen now after 30 years. This is something which shows a new journey awaits. You might be tired, you don't know what to do with this opportunity, which you may attract in the days to come. There is uncertainty. But even if you're not prepared, there is this knock on your door. You will receive this call and you must respond. Your true and authentic life is happening, and the gateway is opening for communication with significant opportunities. A gateway is opening to meet new people. You might hesitate to go into that realm. You are looking on the other side. There is this gate. You're looking outside. There's someone out there who's calling you, but you're not sure to go ahead or not. You have done with a certain experience, a certain phase, and now you are ready to move on to the next one. So it's like accepting what happened, and now ready to take that wisdom and move into a different direction, because new opportunities, new communication, or simply a better communication with the divine is happening, and don't hesitate to move forward. The last one represents the moon's transit. You have a full moon in Sagittarius. That is your sixth lord in the 11th house, represented by Hunter Moon. And the message over here is abundance. Take advantage of this abundance. Some challenges are acting as a blessing, and utilize those challenges. Use those challenges constructively. It will be in your favor. You are definitely open to great abundance in form of material wealth, fulfilling friendships, connections is happening. You are achieving what you want. You're moving forward. There is a better understanding about life. There is more acceptance. There are more opportunities waiting for you, because you are transforming every challenge into your strength, and this art of yours is bringing this abundance. It's not just naturally falling into your lap. It's you who is bringing this change. For the sign of Pisces, Rahu-Mars are in Aries in your second house for the entire month of July. This means a lot of work towards two things. family and finances, and of course something related to food. Like there might be few things which are bringing inflammation in your body. So take care of what you eat, because you may see some kind of a reaction because of a certain food or certain irritant. Okay, so take care of your health, very important. Secondly, you are aggressively working on saving more money. There is a big plan. I think there's a travel plan, or you have to maybe even do something for your family. There is some kind of responsibility, so you are working on that, focusing on how you can attain more financial expansion, and working on different ideas to enhance your income. And it will work. Whatever strategy you have, it will work. With respect to family life, it's about your individuality. Someone might be testing your patience, someone might be questioning your self-worth, but you will prove yourself amazingly. Your strength, your courage will help you to prove yourself in a nice way. You will be successful in conveying this message, who you are and where you are going, and whatever you are doing. This is a beautiful path of abundance. There are some struggles, but I think I am on the right path and I'm working very hard towards it. Strong influence of family members is indicated, like they are influencing you to follow something. So for some people it could be dealing with some kind of family dispute. For some people it literally means that working more and more for the family, towards the responsibility or the commitment you have. But deep within you also are looking out for some space and freedom. You want to make your own choices. Maybe you want to live your life the way you want to. So it's like working for them, but still coming out of those expectations and living your life as per your terms and conditions. Then we have Venus in Gemini, which is in the 4th house. So definitely you're meeting your loved ones. It could also be initiation of a new relationship or a connection in secret. You may keep this bond in secret. You may not reveal this to everyone for time being. And you're definitely, giving, sharing a lot of love with your loved ones. You may receive a surprise, a gift at this time. Then we have Sun and Saturn in the 5th and 11th house axis, where Sun is along with Mercury in Cancer, that is your 5th house, and then a Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, that is your 11th house. So this transit indicates working a lot on children. If you have children, you will be completely dedicated towards their education, their welfare, their health, because Sun is the 6th lord traveling 12 places away in the 5th house. So working a lot for children, helping them to get rid of their own obstacles or self-doubts. This is also a time when you are removing all the blockages away from your life. You are right there confronting your issues amazingly. Jupiter is aspecting Sun for the next 1 month. So you are now just facing your challenges and obstacles with great strength, because if I don't get rid of this will certainly block me the next day or the other day. I have to face it. So why not now? You will brilliantly pursue your passion, your project, whatever you are interested in, whatever you are doing, whatever hobby you have, and you want to transform it into something beautiful. You will do it if you're working on your skills, so that these skills will help you more better in your professional path. They may give you great opportunity. This will give you really a rich experience. This will give you more exposure. As Saturn is retrograde in the 11th house in Capricorn, maybe sometimes you have to repeat your efforts. You have to go back and do something again and again to be this perfect person, or to just do that thing in a great way, to make sure that this will give you something which you truly require. You want to assure that this success, this development is permanent. That's why you're going back again and again to fix that issue, to fix that work. And you may take some time to complete your work. You have to reassess certain things with Saturn going retrograde in your 11th house. But whatever it is, you will successfully complete it. You will win over your challenges. Again, a very creative time with Venus in the 4th house, Sun in the 5th house. Very creative time if you want to do something of your own, or just simple. It's not ambition, it's about happiness. If you want to do something to make yourself happy, and this is the best time to indulge into different activities, whether whatever you like, cooking, art, anything you like. The very first message here is the covered soul, and this card will bring some kind of guidance for you with respect to the Mars Rahu transit happening in Aries, that is your 2nd house. So let's see what does it has to say. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, similarly the living being is covered by different layers of lust, or you can say different layers of illusions, expectations. So here, Mars being the lord of the 9th house, 2nd house, along with Rahu, which co-rules your 12th house, there are a lot of illusions, expectations. You have expectations from people, family, loved ones, or they have a lot of expectations from you. And some people are keeping you in an illusion that they are your well-wishers. So there is something which is covering your soul, covering your eyes. You can't look into the reality. Living in an idea that, okay, this person might be very helpful to me in the future. You need to get rid of that expectation. It talks about living without expectations, living without any illusion or too much of desire depending upon others. This card also indicates you are limiting yourself, living in an idea that this is my limit. Maybe I may not go beyond this at a certain point of time. This is my success, this is my achievement, and I'm not moving forward. You should never think about it. And maybe you are covered with the layer of anger, because that was your experience till now. So you are covered with this layer of anger or anxiousness, and because of this feeling which was given by someone else, you are losing your individuality, and you have started living in that thought. So the covered soul indicates again that zest, that need to have freedom in life. Identity is so important with Mars Rahu in the 2nd house of family, but in Aries is about personality, individuality. You're striving to attain freedom in some form, financial freedom, or you want to explore your own identity. You want some kind of distance or a break so that you can reach to where you want to, or you want to live life as per your own terms and conditions. So the next card is the Shaman, and it says trust in the higher forces. It represents the Saturn Sun transit, Saturn in the 11th house, Sun in the 5th house, and this indicates you are draining too much of your power and energy on others. Claim your power back. You have to claim it. Connect to the spiritual realms, focus on your spiritual quotient, and through this you will regain yourself. Because with whomsoever you interact, connect with, they have taken a bit of you away from you. They have taken away something positive, something lively away from you. They have taken away your energy and positivity. So in order to get that piece of yours back, connecting with the spiritual realm is important. And shamans do believe that whenever there is some kind of illness or disease, it's because a person's power had been left behind somewhere, or a negative pattern has installed itself in that person. So you have to reach to your true self. You have to call back your power and your bond with the whatever you say, the divine, the guiding deity, the cosmos. That is bringing everything back to you. You have done your hard work. You are working to clear away all that dust which was collected over you. And with all that doing, now simply trust in the higher forces. And I think the same message is given by navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. Navigating by stars means trusting the stars, trusting that there is this a very beautiful energy above you who is taking care of yours. Like someone from the skies, like a hand is coming from the stars and saying, do you trust me? Will you follow the path I'm telling you? You have to trust me, right? So follow your bliss. Follow your bliss means that do what you enjoy doing. If you have any hobby, if you like something, because again, I was talking about the 5th and 11th house axis. Whatever hobby you have, it can give you great pleasure and happiness. It can take you to the right places. You're draining your energy, and don't do that. And navigating by stars is also very much connected to Jupiter transiting from your 1st house in Pisces. Trust your gut, have faith that the higher power is directing your life, it's helping you in some way. Believe that your life is going in the right way. The decisions you have taken till now, maybe there was some kind of a mistake, but it will never be your final path. That mistake is not your final destination. You have to keep your heart open and do something which brings joy in your life. Be confident about your life path. Sometimes you cannot see what lies ahead in the road, but when you become still, you can feel that, okay, this is the right path. This is the place which can bring me happiness. And you will be navigated by the stars. Trust on the divine timing, the divine power is so important. The last card is the super moon, because we have a full moon in Sagittarius in your 10th house, 5th lord in the 10th house. So it says attraction. You're attracting great things in the month of July, attracting good things. You can be moving away from a lot of negativity and focusing on what is positive. You can no longer live in a feeling of constantly being threatened by others. Now you deserve good people, you deserve good opportunities. Avoid extremes which may cause imbalance, some kind of imbalance with your body and mind. You are ready to enjoy certain great things, great achievements, accomplishments, and you need not to be in the company of the wrong people at this time.